Hey guys, what's up? Pink Commando here with a tutorial on removing these rumble pads from your remote. Taking some weight and adding some comfort into using your remote. So let's get into it. So the only tools you're going to need is a T8 or T9, depending on your set. It's kind of different. The screws for the Xbox One remote are supposed to be T9, I believe, but T8 fit for me. And then some of the screws after you get that taken apart inside, like to get the trigger pads out, are T6. So I'll leave a link in the description for both of those. Okay, so to get to the first screw, pull off the battery pack, remove the batteries in there if you have them. And I've already taken my controller apart, so it's not in there, but there would normally be a sticker right here. You just peel that one out. You don't need it. It doesn't serve any purpose. And then there's a screw right there. Okay. To get to the other four, you take just put your fingers or a guitar pick or something skinny. You don't want to use anything metal. That'll it could possibly break the plastic. It will take a good bit of power to get it off the first time. You're gonna feel like you're breaking it. I promise you won't. If you break it, I will buy you a new piece. So there's that. There's a screw right here and right here. So you can see that. Same thing on the other side. Okay. So there are the screws now exposed. Kind of nicer than the 360, where this 360 had just the screws where you could see them. So now you're going to want to take your torque and unscrew all those. So once you have all the screws out, set those off to the side. Do not lose them. Obviously, you're going to need that to put them back, put your controller back together. You got all the screws out, so this plate should just lift right off. And if it doesn't, then you missed a screw. And go back and make sure you check the bottom of both grips, kind of the top, middle, and the middle, right there in the battery pack. Okay, here is where you would replace your analog sticks, if that's something you wanted to do. This D-pad, there's just some clips there on the top. You can't really see them, but they're there. Unclip those. This metal ring comes off, allowing the D-pad to come off, if that's something you want to replace. And here is where these rumble pads would be. I already took mine out, but I'll show you how you would get those out. So here you just hold down on that, lift that up, and they would normally be soldered in right there. Not really focusing in. Okay, there's two solder points right there, and the same on the other side. Just heat up your soldering iron and touch lightly to those and pull on the wire, and those will pop right out. If you don't have a soldering iron, I'm not sure, you may be able to just tug on it a little bit. You don't want to mess up anything else on the motherboard there. So yeah, I believe this smaller one was from the left. If you're putting these back in, you're gonna want to take a picture, because they're soldered different on each side. So if you're just trying this, or if you're taking them out to be able to easier access everything else, then just make sure you remember how to solder those in. And you can see there are screws right here and right here. on both sides, and that will let this come up. You want to unscrew those, and again with these pieces, it's gonna feel like you're breaking it, but I promise you, you will not. Just don't go cranking around on it. And you may actually need to unsolder these here as well. I can't really see with this stupid camera. But anyway, these two wires coming from, looks like the D-pad. Oh no, these are the bumpers. You can just unsolder those. Again, it's not the same on this side, so you could just get away with taking a picture on one side for resoldering. And once you pull that out, then you can access, like if you're replacing the buttons, that's how you would get to there. And if you're wanting to take the rumble pads out of the triggers, you're going to want to take your screwdriver and okay, that's a smaller size. Sorry about that. I had to run and grab my screwdriver kit. So you're going to need to jump down to a torque 6. And there's a screw right here. Some of these screws near the triggers are hard to get because these triggers actually use magnets. Don't know if you can really see. That's a magnet right there, and then there's one right here. So that's how it completes the signal, or the circuit for the signal. And I think you can get this one off without taking the board off. Nope. Okay, well, I don't need to take these out yet. So you can kind of see them right there. It's just that metal one. You're going to need to take this board off from these screws, and then there's a screw right there. Pull that off and the trigger cover will come off, allowing you to remove the D-pad, which actually think, yeah, that's, I said earlier that these were the bumpers, but these are actually the other rumble pads that are in these triggers. And I'm going to do another video taking off this, actually removing these, and showing you how to wire in some scuff style paddles. And I've got kind of a junky little trigger stop on there, but I'm going to do a tutorial in a few days on actually making more than just a temporary trigger stop. I MacGyvered this one out of a milk lid, cut the edge off, and looks pretty good. So yeah, that is how to disassemble your Xbox One remote and take out the rumble pads. Like I said, I'm going to be doing the videos of taking this second board off and actually wiring in some scuff paddles, waiting for those to get here. So yeah, I think that's all I needed to cover for taking that apart. Hope you guys enjoyed this, learned a little something. Hope this helps you out. If it did, hit that like button, helps me out a lot. And if you like everything else on this channel, I got more great content coming, so subscribe to see that. Until next time, this has been Pain Commando. See you later.